Hey folks, Andrew here. I'm deviating from my usual FSD beta content to bring you weekly Tesla news. In an effort to bring higher quality FSD beta videos, I'm considering switching my bi-weekly routine of Tuesday and Saturday videos to be FSD beta on Tuesday and Tesla weekly news on Saturday. That'll give me more time to work on both types of videos and should hopefully bring some variety in what I'm posting. And with that, as always, if you enjoy the content, leave a like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Alright, let's start off with a quick recap of the quarter, which ended this past Thursday, June 30th. It was a big one this quarter. Giga Shanghai shut down for most of April. There was a slow ramp in early May to get it back up and running, but we're currently outputting near record vehicles, which I'll talk about a little bit more in just a moment. Tesla stock price ended the quarter at $673.42. And in terms of production, current estimates from Troy Teslike and Gary Black say deliveries will be around 255,000 vehicles for the quarter. The full numbers should be posted on Saturday, July 2nd, the day this video releases, so if I don't get that into this video, I'll definitely post it on my Twitter. Investors should look past this bad quarter due to the lockdowns in China being well known and expected. However, if deliveries are below 250,000, that won't look great, but anything above 260 or 270,000 will likely be viewed as unexpected and very bullish. In company news, Tesla laid off a few hundred employees from the Autopilot team. Now, a lot of people are thinking this is bearish. Why are they laying off people in the most important function at Tesla at the moment, which is FSD, or at least some would argue it's the most important function. But for context, they were all data labelers out of San Mateo, California. So these are employees who would look at images and video and label different pieces for use in Tesla's full self-driving system. This has been negatively spun in the mainstream media, but in reality, this is actually an important and bullish step Tesla is taking. It very likely means their auto labeler, which is the system that automatically labels image and video data, so effectively doing what the humans in this job are doing, is good enough that they don't need as many human labelers as they used to. So we'll see how this shakes up in the future. It's possible it's related to the 10% salaried headcount reduction that Elon's been talking about, but we'll see. I think it's bullish. I think it's good for the future, and we'll see what happens. In factory news, Tesla filed a permit for a 500,000 square foot expansion of Giga Texas. This should help expand production out of Texas even further once they've fully ramped in the current space. And actually, it came out on Friday, July 1st that permit was already approved and it was active until, I think, December of this year, so they could break ground very soon and get that rolling. Tesla also began delivering Texas-made Model Y long-range vehicles, which is an important step in getting more vehicles out into consumers' hands from Texas. Now, we're seeing a big end-of-quarter push right now, not unlike other previous quarters, but this one in particular is more important because Giga Shanghai, like I mentioned, was shut down for most of April, and it's back up and running, but it's good to get as many vehicles out as possible in this quarter. The push is so hard that some cars are actually getting delivered by Franz von Holzhausen, who's the chief designer at Tesla. I'm sure I butchered his name, but that's super exciting to see. I mean, if you got your car delivered from the person who actually designed the vehicle, that's really cool and kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It came out this week in a report that Giga Texas is making somewhere between 2,000 and 5,000 vehicles per week. This is likely, however, just a rumor and very unlikely to be true, as it's an unsubstantiated claim. There's no hard data on this. We unfortunately won't know for sure what the real output of Giga Texas is because Tesla hasn't posted quarterly numbers for the United States and likely won't start now. Other concrete data is suggesting Giga Texas is operating around 1,000 vehicles, maybe somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 vehicles, with plans to expand more shifts, which could increase overall production. But as of right now, we really don't have any concrete data for this. It's likely just a rumor and not anything to take super seriously at the moment. Now, coming out of Giga Shanghai, June could be a record delivery month for the factory. As of June 26th, Giga Shanghai had delivered 64,198 vehicles. Now, per day, that's just shy of 2,500 vehicles, and there's a distinct chance that they could produce over 75,000 vehicles in the month, which is a 900,000 vehicle per year run rate. Now, for context, Tesla delivered 930,000 vehicles for the entire 2021 year, so the fact that Shanghai is capable of producing that many vehicles alone means Tesla has far more production capacity than we're currently seeing. If Giga Shanghai did hit 75,000 vehicles produced for the month of June, that would likely be a monthly record. The previous record, as far as I can tell, was 68,117, set in January 2022. And as some of you know, Giga Shanghai is planning to expand their production lines in early July, so they'll be shutting down for a few days. So we will see a bit of a drop in production that month, but ultimately it should allow them to make up to 90,000 vehicles per month, which is a 1.08 million per year run rate. News about Elon Musk. Elon hasn't tweeted since June 21st. It's been 10 days now that he hasn't tweeted. It's unclear why that is, but some are speculating a few different things. First, it's possible he's testing out some Twitter engagement hypothesis. In other words, if Elon doesn't engage much on Twitter, how does that change Twitter's overall engagement and/or bot usage? A second option is that it's potentially the end of quarter quiet period for Tesla and/or Twitter. If the Twitter deal is about to go through, it's possible they've asked him to be quiet. But the third theory, which I think is the most likely, is that it's the end of quarter Tesla push, as well as a lot of work is being done at SpaceX. So there's a lot happening at both companies, and given how much Elon's been saying he wants people back in the office and not to be too focused on stock price, he may have realized his Twitter usage was actually distracting for employees and counterproductive to Tesla and SpaceX missions. I feel like this is the most likely option, but we'll find out at some point when he returns to Twitter. If he returns, I'm sure he will, but we'll see. And in good news, Jonna Kreider has confirmed he's all right, though for anyone concerned about his well-being, there's no need. He's doing all right. And in external news about Hertz and Uber, Hertz started renting out Teslas to Uber drivers in a joint partnership, saying, if the program plays out as planned, Hertz may expand its deal with Uber and potentially order more Tesla EVs. It already appears that the program is a success, with Uber drivers sharing their satisfaction with the vehicles and the savings. It costs an Uber driver $334 per week to rent a Tesla Model 3, and the rate includes maintenance and insurance. Electric says some Uber drivers are realizing savings of more than $160 per week due to not having to pay for gas. And one Uber employee out of Boston said he would typically pay $25 to $30 per day on gas alone. That feels a little low. It might be due to city driving, but I could imagine some people who are driving hundreds of miles a day are saving way more than $25 or $30 on gas alone. The hope is that the savings on gas will afford Uber drivers the extra funds to rent a Tesla. However, to make the program even more appealing, Uber provides an additional $1 for every trip in an electric vehicle. Uber drivers can make up to an additional $4,000 per year with the extra money that's provided per trip when they drive an EV. So this is a really cool partnership to see. Really exciting that we're getting to see Teslas used in a rideshare example, even if it's not the fully autonomous robotaxi fleet that we'll probably eventually see. But it's cool to see that there are definitely savings for using EVs when ride sharing. And lastly, in product news, Tesla reintroduced enhanced autopilot in the United States for $6,000, so anyone who hasn't pulled the trigger on FSD can get a subset of those features for half price. Those include navigate on autopilot, auto lane change, auto park, summon, and smart summon. And I'd highly recommend getting enhanced autopilot. I use auto lane change and navigate on autopilot every single time I'm on the freeway. It is such a help. I haven't personally used auto park summon or smart summon. They have their use cases, but I think they could definitely be improved with the FSD stack. If you're not up to buying FSD, it's so nice being able to just have the car change lanes and get you from one place to the next. And that's it. That barely scratches the surface of Tesla news over the past week and quarter, but it's some of the highlights I thought were most interesting. If you did enjoy the content and made it this far, thanks for watching. As always, leave a like and subscribe to see more content, and I'll be back again on Tuesday with a normal FSD beta video. See you all then.